May 13 only days away, many people are preparing for the elections by listing down the names of candidates they want to vote for, checking their names in Comelink's precinct finder and the like. However, like every election day, there will be problems encountered such as not finding their names on the voters list or the rejection of ballots by the PICOS machine. With many new voters for the midterm elections, what is the step-by-step process of voting? If you cannot find your name on the voters list, where or who should you go to for help? What are the do's and don'ts come election day? Good evening, you are watching Legal Help Desk on the Solar News Channel. I'm attorney Karen Jimeno, and this show is about making the law work for you by giving legal advice on topics that matter to you.
And I'm attorney Rod Nepomuceno. Tonight, we will be discussing about voters' education by giving you a step-by-step process on how to vote. What you need to know if you're a first-time voter and what you need to do should you encounter any problems come election day.
Our guest for tonight is attorney Ryan Ray Kilala. He is an election lawyer and professor. He is also the author of an overview of the Philippine electoral system. Good evening, Attorney Ryan.
Attorney Ryan, good evening. Yeah. This is an exciting topic because it only happens every 3 years?
Every 3 years.
Yes, that's true. And also the countdown has started. 1 week to go before the election. So by this time next week, we would have already voted. And the exciting part, we're going to be waiting who's winning and who will be the new senators and local leaders. So one thing we should, of course, discuss today is how do we go about this process of voting?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite simple. I mean, most people think, all right, I'm going to go to the precinct, put in the names, but hindi na ganon, di ba? You're not gonna put down, you're not gonna write down the names anymore.
Shade. But even now, ngayon pa lang, ang dami na rin nagtatanong, even on Twitter, you have people asking, have you completed your list?
Yes.
And I guess this is an opportunity for us to discuss. Do you really have to complete 12 senators? Kasi yung iba feeling nila, I'm not ready yet. Wala pa akong 12 senators. I don't even know who to vote yet. Nasa local officials. So, Attorney Ryan, ano ba talaga yung rule? Can they vote for just 2 senators or 3 senators or no mayors at all?
Okay. Actually, they can vote for as many as they want. Wag lang lalampas.
Wag lang lalampas, yes.
Yeah. And they can also leave it blank. Kung ayaw talaga
let's say they just go and just he won't shade anything at all. That's fine.
If you don't want to be deactivated for this year, you just go there.
There you go.
Insert mo kagad yung ballot.
So that's the reason. Kasi parang I'm sure others would say, ba't ka pa pumunta kung wala ka namang isusulat? But another reason for doing that would be to avoid being deactivated as a voter. Paano ba ma-deactivate ang voter?
If you fail to vote for 2 successive elections.
Does it have to be a national election or kasama dyan yung barangay?
Kasama ang barangay.
Okay.
So even if you had a legitimate excuse, let's say you were abroad.
Even if you do. So,
okay.
So
yung mga hindi bumoto nung 2010 barangay elections and then the 2010 national elections, they're deactivated right now.
So and you can check this out through how can you check if you're deactivated?
You can check it out dun sa website ng Comelec, comelec.gov.ph, may precinct finder doon.
Okay.
You can check, just fill out yung mga forms, and then you will know kung na-deactivate ka.
So it's fairly up to date naman, meaning is it fairly up to date?
Yes, updated siya. Ang problema lang medyo kasi malapit na election, mahirap nang mag-log in sa website. So, try lang nila.
Marami nag-check.
Okay, so let's go step by step. The days before the elections, you should be maybe writing kung sino nga yung mga iniisip mo i-vote. Does it help to have a código with you? Will they even allow you to bring it inside the voting area?
Yes, it's better na may dala kang kódigo para hindi mo na patatagalin yung pila. Kasi kung minsan yun ang isip ka pa kung sino yung boboto.
Now, the form of the código though, can it be digital form? Meaning, can it be via my iPad? Can it be via my phone?
Bawal siya. You cannot use your gadgets, your cell phone during election day. So baka yun yung gagawing excuse ng iba, yung kódigo ko nasa phone ko, may pwede kasi niyang picturean yung balota niya. And then later on, papakita niya doon sa taong bumili ng boto niya, I complied.
So picture taking is not allowed?
Not allowed sa ballot.
Okay.
So, the entire process you can take pictures.
So you can take a picture of your brother or sister or your friend who's voting at right
No,
there and then.
the moment that a voter would hold the ballot, bawal na siyang picturean.
Okay, so no pictures of the
pictures.
ballot.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, and then apart from the ballots, no picture taking, would they confiscate iPads in your... Kunwari, para ba siyang embassy, di ba? Pag may embassy, pagpapasok ka, check
naman.
nila yung bag.
Hindi naman. Basta yung BEI can prohibit the use of it. Actually, bawal siya dapat kung nakitang gagamitin mo. So pwede kang sitahin ng Board of Election Inspector, yung chairman.
And there's
So,
a chairman. Now usually, the fear of the penalty is what will prevent you. What is the penalty if, let's say, you do use your phone and or you do you take pictures and all that? They'll prevent you from voting, or what can the Board of Election officials?
Pwede kang makasuhan ng election offense, and ang penalty for an election offense is 1 year up to 6 years.
Wow.
Of imprisonment. So
Wow.
pwede kang makulong. Okay.
So,
people,
by
be
focusing
careful.
your gadgets.
By
Yan.
taking pictures during the voting in the elections, pwede kayong makulong.
Not only yung voter, tama ka, Attorney Karen, pati yung mga tao, pati mga watchers. So, yung watchers kasi allowed din sila mag-picture the whole proceeding. Pero the moment na ibigay na nung BI chairman yung balota dun sa voter, bawal na siyang picturean. Lalong-lalo na pag nag-fill up ng ano.
Sige. So let's do this step by step. Once you get there, what do you do first? Oh no, before you even get there, it helps to check
the
what precinct you should go
precinct
to.
finder sa comelec.gov.
Kasi if you go to the wrong precinct, you won't be in their list.
Right.
Okay?
Now, if for some reason you're given a ballot that's not from that precinct, and it's from a different precinct, and then you can't use that, and then you started shading it, is it going to be invalidated?
It will be invalid.
Alright,
So,
okay. So-
yun nga yung medyo sa guidelines. In the first place, it's not supposed to be there. Kasi it's precinct specific lahat ng ballots ngayon eh. So magugulat ka bakit may nahiwalay na iba.
Yes.
So ikaw naman botante ka in good faith. You're thinking na lahat yan belonging to your precinct. But the moment you're handed a ballot belonging to another precinct na hindi mo kasalanan, pinasok mo sa PCOS machine, tapos biglang sinabi niya invalid because it belongs to another precinct, hindi ka na mabibigyan ng
Okay,
panibagong
that's a
balota.
little unfair, no?
Yeah.
Medyo, lalo na pag
But then-
intentional.
Yes.
Kasi may instance kasi in Bulacan in 2010, candidate mismo, na shade siya, nung pinasok sa PCOS machine 4 times, nireject yung balota niya. Eh syempre, yung impact nun sa mga botante, magte-text brigade na si mayor ganyan, fake ballots ang ginamit, o kaya yung rejected ballots, or hindi nakaboto. So, magko-collapse bigla yung machinery mo na.
I see.
And he was not even questioning yung hindi niya pagkapanalo. Ang kini-question niya sa COMELEC, bakit hindi ako nakaboto? Yun ang kanya, ano.
Just to clarify, you have to use the pen that's issued by the COMELEC, right? You can't use any other pen or marker.
Hindi pwede.
Okay.
May
What?
tendency kasing i-reject ng PCOS if you use another pen.
Okay. So when you get there, what time are you supposed to start voting? Anong oras nag-open yung mga precincts?
It opens at 7 and it closes at 7
Okay.
p.m. naman. So, kung yung mga responsible citizen gusto niyo makita talaga kung how it starts, so mas maganda maaga kasi 6 o'clock kasi you have to see the PCOS na nag-initialize to see it na 0, na walang laman. In 2010, maraming errors na ganyan, di ba? Yung final testing and sealing results ang natra-transmit. So, before 7, pumunta na. In 7, yung first step nga, you look for your name dun sa tinatawag na PCVL. Yun yung nakapost sa labas na Posted Computerized Voters List. So, if you see your names dun sa nakapost sa labas, that's the time na pwede ka nang pumasok sa loob. But the problem is, pag pumasok sa loob, nandun naman yung tinatawag na EDCVL, yung Election Day Computerized Voters List. So, even if your name appears outside, pero pagdating sa EDCVL, wala yung pangalan mo, hindi ka rin makakaboto.
I see, okay.
And pag ganyan, what do you have to do pagka wala ka in either both lists or either of the lists?
Okay. Kung wala ka dun sa EDCVL, ang pwede mong gawin, you go to the nearest desk ng PPCRB. Kasi lahat ng polling places, polling centers, merong help desk ang PPCRB. And they have the complete voters list. Baka yung na-recluster ka, diba, nailipat ka sa ibang-
PPRCV stands for?
Paris Pastoral ano yung C? Nakalimutan. CRV, Responsible Voting. No? Sorry,
No, so,
nakalimutan ko PPC.
all precincts would have a table of
all
PPCRV.
all
So they
voting
just look for
centers.
their
All
help
voting
desk.
centers.
So,
Okay.
bawat isang schools, normally meron silang isang ano.
Now, do you
isang,
need to identify yourself? Do you need to bring an ID and tell the person I'm Rod Nepomuceno?
actually, hindi na. You're not required to bring your voter's ID.
Okay.
But it will help, right? To
It would
have
help.
your
It would help.
a government-issued ID.
Yes, kasi ang nakalagay sa batas kasi, not only the watchers, but also any voter can challenge you as a voter. Kung halimbawa, they know that
You're not from there.
you're
Or you're
not from
substitute
there. Yeah.
voting.
Or
Meaning,
you're
you're
using the
voting,
name
yes, exactly.
of
On behalf,
another-
kunwari, sinabihan ng kapatid mo, ikaw na lang mag-vote for me,
Yeah.
tinatamad
By
mong
proxy,
pumunta.
di pwede
Yeah.
yan.
Mga ganon. Oo.
So, if that's the case, so if I just go there, I'll claim this is my name, and they won't require an ID from me, and I could just
Vote.
The two of you, sikat kayong dalawa pag isa
Wala, maybe-
wala. Question ba? I'm Karen. Hello.
Pero kung bumoboto naman no, sa ibang precinct, teka lang, hindi taga dito yan.
Yeah,
Oh, di
yeah,
ba?
flying-
But yeah.
flying voter naman
Okay,
yan,
so no need for an ID. It helps to have an ID though.
Yeah.
It does.
And
Lalo na
then,
pagka medyo highly contested
Yes.
yung lugar.
Now,
Okay.
of course, election process is always it's a biased process, meaning kasi you're going there to vote exactly for whom you favor, di ba? What if I go in there with a shirt of the candidate I like with his face on it?
Basta walang nakalagay na vote,
Vote for, okay.
Ayun, pwede pa.
Pwede.
Allowed siya.
Pwede.
because this is related to the prohibition na before the eve before the elections day and on the elections day itself, bawal na mag-campaign,
Campaign,
right?
electioneering,
Yeah.
Oh.
Even if you're not a candidate, you're not supposed to do that
Yeah.
within the precinct area. And then, what if when you were saying before, you can even leave your ballots blank or vote for just 4 or 3 senators. You don't have to fill in the 12. Pagka naman lumampas ka, ano mangyayari sa ballot mo?
Pag nag-overvote ka, let's say yun nga, for senators, you voted more than 12, 13,
Oh, naninigurado.
14.
13, 14.
Baka sakaling yan, di ba? Madagdag.
Oo.
So lahat ng votes mo for that particular position invalid na.
But
For
what
the-
if yung mayor, tatanggapin pa rin yung ballot?
The rest
Ah,
tatanggapin, pero for that particular position lang. Yun ang
Oo, so
magiging
all
invalid.
your votes for all the senators will be considered invalid na.
Invalid.
So to our televiewers, no, you have to be very careful. No? You have to make sure you know the number, the number of
Yeah.
elected officials. No? 12 senators, and then of course the number of
One
mayors.
mayor.
Isa lang.
Party
Yeah.
list,
And then
one
for
lang.
and for the provinces, one governor.
One
obviously.
governor.
So you have to be very careful in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you, for instance, make a mistake, mali yung pagka-shade mo. The proper way of shading, by the way, you cannot put X or check, right?
Yes. May feature kasi yung PCOS machine na pwede niyang i-reject yung check, X, yung small dot, gano'n. Tapos may threshold sila nilalagay. So, may chance na ma-reject yung ballot mo. Kasi pag na-reject yung ballot mo, ano lang yan 4 instances lang. It's either may ambiguous mark ka, yung ballot na-misread ni PCOS, or yun nga yung kanina, invalid yung balota mo, it belongs to another precinct. Or the fourth one, na may chance na kaya siya nire-reject kasi it has already been counted. Halimbawa na ipit yung balota mo. So huhugutin mo ngayon that i-reinsert mo, sasabihin niya rejected because it's already counted. So yun yung yung 4 instances na
I see.
pwedeng ma-reject yung ballot mo.
No,
And if you make a mistake,
And if you make a mistake, hindi ka pwede mag-erase.
okay.
Kasi meron baka pag nilagyan mo kasi ng yung mga liquid eraser or binura mo, yung thickness ng balot mag-iiba.
And hindi na naman
Si
tatanggapin.
PCOS, pwede niyang i-reject yon kasi iisipin niya fake yung
and if you make a mistake, you can't get another form. You can't ask for another form. No? Right.
That's so sad kasi ang nakalagay sa batas, dapat total number of registered voters per precinct plus 3. Dapat. Noong 2010, hindi nila ginawa. Out of fear na kasi yung mga sindikato daw, pwedeng morning pa lang.
Gamitin yung tatlong
gamitin
yun.
na kagad
Okay.
in the morning. So, ubos na kagad yung balota in the morning pa lang.
Okay.
Okay.
The very helpful
Yes,
information.
it's
I
a lot
hope
of
our
information.
voters will remember all of these. Let's take a short break. Legal Help Desk will return after these reminders. Ayan.
Okay.
You are still watching Legal Help Desk on the Solar News Channel, and we are still joined by our guest, Attorney Kilala. Attorney Ryan, thank you for being with us again. And now we'll go into do's and don'ts. Yung mga bawal naman.
Bawal.
Oo.
Not just for those who are voting, but also for those
everyone
for everyone else
yes.
who's trying to
Everybody.
influence,
One thing I'm sure a lot of people will be disappointed about is the liquor ban. So, ano tong liquor ban? Attorney
tough.
Ryan, can
Actually,
you explain?
for this election, extended nga siya 5 days before.
5 days
5 days
before.
before. So 5 days ang ban. Starting just for our televiewers, di ba?
That's
May
starting-
30th, that's starting on Wednesday?
Oo.
Midnight of Wednesday?
Alam ko Thursday. Parang Thursday yata.
Thursday. Okay,
Midnight
so
of Thursday.
this Saturday and
Right.
Sunday,
Ayan.
everyone should remember, walang inuman. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kung mag-iinuman man kayo, sa loob ng bahay nyo na lang.
Because this prohibition covers even establishments, right? They
Yes.
cannot serve or sell alcohol.
Mag-hoard na sila.
but it doesn't cover foreigners, so
Yes.
you might be
Yes,
lucky
my
there.
husband can drink. Oo nga, no? Siya lang yung pwede. So, foreign tourists are allowed. And then, some establishments will be allowed to serve, right?
Yes, yung mga accredited ng
Ng Department of Tourism.
Tourism,
But if
yeah.
you're a Filipino and you go to these establishments that are allowed to sell alcohol, you cannot order. So, hindi ka nila bibigyan pa rin.
Hindi ka dapat bigyan.
Hindi ka dapat bigyan. Now, firearms, naman, mga guns and everything. No? Ano yung, there are specific laws on
Gun ban has-
gun ban
yeah.
within on the election day itself, and also the period. The gun ban started in
At
January.
the start of the election
period. Yeah, it's actually longer.
Until 30 days
Yeah.
after the election.
But what's
Ongoing pa rin.
interesting is yung kanina, this is what I mentioned no Elections 101, yung deadly weapons. So any sharp objects,
Yes, on election
knives,
day.
That you have.
bawal yung dalhin yan sa precinct. So anyone out there, don't bring scissors or
anything.
even Swiss knife, di
Yeah.
ba? And interestingly, even within
30
a
meter
distance
radius,
of,
kundi ako.
I think 100 meters
Okay.
from the precinct, you are not allowed to bring these things or else
Yeah.
pwede kayong ma-arrest
No,
for
now
an election offense.
For our viewers, though, will there be checks? Will there be guards like in the airport? Na they'll frisk you and all that?
Actually, there's supposed to be guards dun sa voting centers bago ka makapasok.
Will there be frisking? Will our voters
Hindi
be
naman.
Hindi naman. Oh.
Pag suspicious lang yung itsura, yun.
Okay.
Okay. Attorney Ryan, you also mentioned kanina, it helps to have a kodigo. Pero
Yes.
merong type of kodigo na bawal. Di ba may ibang mga candidates nagpapamigay ng sample ballots?
Yeah.
Are these allowed inside the precinct?
On election day, strictly speaking, bawal na mag-leafleting ng mga sample ballots. So, pwede siya the whole campaign period.
Oo.
Pwede.
Yeah.
Pero
But you're
yung
not-
On the day itself.
distribution on election day, bawal na siya.
Okay.
Bawal
But can
na
you bring it inside? Kung
Pwede
nabigyan
naman,
ka?
pwede naman.
If
Ina-allow
it's
na.
considered as your own kodigo
Your
na.
own
Okay.
kodigo. Ang problema kasi kuminsan yung mga botante, lahat ng mag-abot sa kanila, bit-bit nila. O nila, pagpasok nila sa loob, ang dami nilang hawak na ano.
Yes.
So, wag na lang nilang tanggapin yung mga ano.
Now, one of the illegal practices, I think based on the election code or some of the laws that we have, is influencing. Influencing, let's say, your employees or people whom you have influence on, like let's say if you're a farmer and then you have
Or even,
landowner
mga
and then-
kasambahay.
yeah, mga kasambahay,
Yung mga drivers or...
and even parishioners. There are rules like that. But one is how do they check that? Are there actual cases filed against certain parties doing that, influencing? Kasi we all know that for example, religious organizations or some organizations have
Endorse.
kind of they endorse and I think sometimes the penalty is they're going to be committing a sin if they don't vote the leaders endorse
Actually,
candidates. Ano yung mga rules dyan?
Ang lusot naman nila sinasabi, it's just a guide for their followers. So, hindi naman nila talaga ini-impose on them to vote this mga...
Of course, if you're going to tell your employees, all right, I'm going to fire you, I'm going to dismiss you
That's
if you
not
don't.
allowed. That's an election offense.
Yes.
Election
But
offense sa kanya
let's
yun.
go back to sa voting naman, voting itself. Yung pagka nandun ka na sa loob ng precinct, yung mga list of candidates, are you allowed to take that off, peel that away? Di ba may mga nakapost sa loob ng
bawal.
Precinct?
Bawal.
Bawal. It's an election offense.
Actually, pagpasok ng botante sa balota, marami ng bawal eh. Yung first, siyempre bawal mo ilabas yung ballot, yung kumuha ng souvenir. Diba, yung
Yun
secrecy
nga.
folder,
Yeah,
yung pen, iuwi mo, gagawin ng souvenir. It's an
Bawal yan.
election
Okay.
offense.
So, no
Oo.
souvenirs. Yun yung guide
Yeah.
natin.
Oo, bawal yan.
Yeah.
Tapos, bawal yung, kaya nila pinagbabawal yung maraming mga sample ballots on election day. Kasi, it can be used as a means to reproduce your ballot.
Kasi
Pwede mong-
kokopyahin mo kung ano
Oo,
yung...
or iaasinta mo yung shading mo na carbon copy yung balota. So, bawal din yon. Yung botante, bawal din siya na to shade na hindi ginagamit yung ballot secrecy folder. So, bawal na i-expose mo yung
What
ballot.
about
okay.
trying to see kung sinong parang
bino- yeah, parang
copying.
yung copying.
O parang
Kopyahan.
exam,
Yeah.
nakikikopya
Or you're
ka.
conferring.
Is that
You're conferring or talking
also
to another person.
Bawal din
prohibited?
siya. Bawal. So the moment that you receive your ballot, bawal ka na makipag-usap kahit kanino. So whether BEI or watcher or fellow voter, bawal.
Now, this one, I'm sure it's probably not covered by any of our laws, but it's common practice. Just we want to tell our viewers the selfie shot. No, kunyari, you have your camera. You want to post. Na I'm already voting, and you want to post it on Instagram or whatever. Is that allowed?
Bawal.
Bawal yun.
Bawal.
Okay, alright.
Actually, yung hindi bawal magdala ng cellphone. Pwede kang magdala ng cellphone. Bawal lang siyang
You
gamitin
can't use it
the
lang.
whole time
you
nandun ka.
cannot use it.
Alright.
Okay.
So,
Although you mentioned earlier, pwede mag-pictures nung
Pwedeng picturean yung the whole proceeding except yun nga the
Of you
moment na
voting.
hawak na yung balota.
Oo, basta mag-vote ka na lang. That's the rule.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, yeah,
And
okay.
then, another interesting thing, bawal bang magdala ng pagkain? Para kung nagutom ka.
or drink, or drink.
Water.
Hindi naman siya talaga bawal lang siya pag while you're voting na. So hindi ka na pwedeng kumain.
So
And
they won't confiscate kung may dala kang bottled water.
wag lang naman siguro yung medyo maingay mga chicharon yung mga ganyan. Nakaka-distract ka na or yung
Although,
bagoong gano'n.
nasa batas din natin, no, bawal na magtinda doon
yeah.
sa
yes. Oo.
in the
Pero
precinct or within a radius, I think, of 30 meters,
30 meters.
around the precinct. Bawal yung mga vendors.
bawal dapat talaga. Pero siguro hindi naman siya ganong ka-grave na election offense kaya siguro
May mga
na-allow
nakakalasan.
na lang. Oo, kasi lalo na mainit ang election summer eh. So
Yeah.
medyo hindi nila
Siguro
hindi na-
for those who want to be enterprising, kung magbebenta kayo 31 meters from the
Sukatin nyo na.
precinct.
Oo.
Sukatin nyo
Yeah.
para you're not
Mula
in
dun sa gate.
violation.
Also during elections, we all know that ang daming tumatambay lang, nakatambay lang doon, di ba? Yung who're just kind of staying there. You're not allowed to kind of loiter around there. Right?
Bawal din dapat. Bawal din. And one thing new for 2013, pinagbawal na ang mga barangay officials na mag-stay inside the polling places except to vote. Yung mga previous years, actually
barangay
naglilinger sila doon eh.
So the ones who are staying there lang are the part of the
yung BEI,
BEI, the
support
chairman.
staff,
Okay.
tapos representative of the COMELEC. This year, baka magulat sila, merong mga escorts ang mga detainees. So this year kasi pwede na bumoto ang mga detained prisoners eh.
And
So
then-
pwede silang pumasok. Baka
Okay.
magulat bakit may police na nandun. Escorts ho sila.
Okay.
Allowed na sila this
And
year.
then another thing, pag fill in ng ballots, pwede ka bang magpatulong sa iba? Meaning, can you have anyone assist you in filling out your ballots?
Okay. Dalawa lang yung pwedeng magkaroon ng assistor. Pag ikaw ay illiterate at ikaw ay a person with disability.
Okay.
And you can only do that pag nandun sa EDCVL mismo. Annotated doon na you registered
okay.
as an illiterate and as
So
a
yung
PD.
mga na-injure, for instance,
Right.
2 days before the elections, kunwari na-sprain yung ankle or na-balian, hindi nila kayang gamitin yung hand nila magsulat. So it won't reflect on the
It
EDCVL.
won't. Pero pagka ganyan daw na halimbawa apparent masyado, magiging lenient naman daw sila. Wag lang
Okay.
naman siguro,
Yeah.
lalo na yung mga watchers, pag nakita nyo, bakit dito sa presintong binabantayan ko lahat ng tao pilay? So, ibig sabihin nun, parang merong...
Yeah. Oo, kasi yung
trending
danger
na-
dyan would be kung merong vote buying or
Yeah.
vote selling. Di ba normally gusto nila makita talagang binoto mo ba yung sinabi namin i-vote.
Correct, oo.
Kaya may
Correct,
prohibition siguro na bawal
Diba?
magpa-assist.
Tapos biglang isang
Tapos
presinto
biglang
lang
ang
sila,
daming pilay.
daming pilay.
Right.
Plus kasi this year kasi may express lanes for yan nga persons with disabilities, senior citizen, naka-express lane ngayon. At heavily pregnant women ay express lane at saka yung mga detainees.
Yan, may idea na tuloy ako. Heavily pregnant.
Oh.
Nalagay ka na lang ng unan para wala ka ng pila.
Isa pa rin yan.
Dapat it has to be big kasi di pwedeng slightly pregnant.
Oo nga, di ba?
Heavily pregnant.
Heavily pregnant
dapat. Kung
dapat.
mo yung presintong binabantay mo, mapansin mo, halos lahat ng tao buntis. Magulat ka bakit? Kasi ibig sabihin, yung tinatawag nila yung term na kinakargahan nila yung precinct na imagine mo pagdating mo doon, may pila na ng mga 100 na tao, tapos mag-express lane pa sila. So, overtaken nila lahat. So, dumadagdag, humahaba yung pila. So, kung ganun, unless totoo na yung isang barangay, lahat sila sabay-sabay na nagbuntis, di ba? Medyo magduda ka na baka merong
just in case, curiously, of course, we don't want this to happen, no? But in case you saw some you yourself saw some irregularity, or there was a problem, nagkaroon ng, let's say,
nag-away?
paputok dyan, or away, what do you do? You as a concerned citizen or as a voter? Anong best thing na...
Kanino ka pwedeng lumapit?
Okay. Unang-una, ipalagay mo sa minutes of voting lahat ng irregularities or yung anything wrong or illegal na nakikita mo. Kasi kung hindi mo ipalalagay sa minutes yan, pag halimbawa later on magkakaroon ng protesta, yung minutes, may mga protest kasi nung pag binubuksan yung minutes of voting, walang kalaman-laman.
So dapat yung minutes na yan, kanino mo ilalapit para ilagay nila sa minutes?
Sa Board of Election Inspectors.
Okay.
Tapos
Would they have signs on themselves saying...
Meron silang ID. Actually, kung nagdududa ka, dapat meron silang appointment tsaka out of office.
Okay.
So, chine-check talaga dapat yan.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that is all that we were talking about. This
Very
deserves 3
interesting.
episodes, actually. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. We would like to thank our guest, Attorney Kilala, for being with us tonight. I'm Attorney Rod Nepomuceno.
Join us again next Monday as we talk about your legal rights on the issue of telecommunications service. Before we say goodnight, we send our condolences to the family of Solar News Senior Vice President Jing Magsaysay over the passing of his family's matriarch Lilia Magsaysay. I'm Attorney Karen Jimeno. Good night.
Failed to vote for 2 successive elections.
Does it have to be a national election or kasama dyan yung barangay?
Kasama ang barangay.
Okay.
So
Even if you had a legitimate excuse, let's say you were abroad.
Even if you do. So,
Okay.
Ano
So
naman,
yung
may
mga hindi
process.
bumoto nung 2010 barangay elections and then the 2010 national elections, they're deactivated
Deactivated.
right now.
So,
Okay.
and you can check this out through how? How can you check if you're deactivated?
You can check it out dun sa website ng COMELEC. comelec.gov.ph. May precinct finder doon.
Okay.
You can check, just fill out yung mga forms, and then you will know kung na-deactivate ka.
So it's fairly up to date naman. Meaning, is it fairly up to date?
Yes, updated siya. Ang problema lang medyo, kasi malapit na election, mahirap nang mag-log in sa website. So,
Okay.
try lang nila.
Marami nag-check.
Okay, so let's go step by step. With May 13 only days away, many people are preparing for the elections by listing down the names of candidates they want to vote for, checking their names in Comelink's precinct finder, and the like. However, like every election day, there will be problems encountered such as not finding their names on the voters list or the rejection of ballots by the PCOS machine. With many new voters for the midterm elections, what is the step-by-step process of voting? If you cannot find your name on the voters list, where or who should you go to for help? What are the do's and don'ts come election day? Good evening. You are watching Legal Help Desk on the Solar News Channel. I'm attorney Karen Jimeno, and this show is about making the law work for you by giving legal advice on topics that matter to you.
And I'm attorney Rod Nepomuceno. Tonight, we will be discussing about voters' education by giving you a step-by-step process on how to vote. What you need to know if you're a first-time voter and what you need to do should you encounter any problems come election day.
Our guest for tonight is attorney Ryan Ray Kilala. He is an election lawyer and professor. He is also the author of an overview of the Philippine electoral system. Good evening, Attorney Ryan.
Attorney Ryan, good evening.
Good evening.
This is an exciting topic because it only happens every
This
3
is-
years.
Every 3 years.
Yes, oh, that's true. And also the countdown has started.
Yeah.
1 week to go before the election.
Yeah.
So by this time next week, we would have already voted. And the exciting part, we're going to be waiting who's winning and who will be the new senators and local leaders. So one thing we should, of course, discuss today is how do we go about this process of voting?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite simple. I mean, most people think, all right, I'm going to go to the precinct, put in the names, but hindi na ganon, di ba? You're not gonna put down, you're not gonna write down the
you
names
just
anymore.
shade.
You
But
just shade,
no, but even now, ngayon pa lang, ang dami na rin nagtatanong. Even on Twitter, you have people asking, have you completed your list?
Yes.
And I guess this is an opportunity for us to discuss. Do you really have to complete 12 senators? Kasi yung iba feeling nila, oh, I'm not ready yet. Wala pa akong 12 senators. I don't even know who to vote yet.
So
Nasa
deciding.
local officials. So, Attorney Ryan, ano ba talaga yung rule? Can they vote for just 2 senators or 3 senators or no mayors at all?
Okay. Actually, they can vote for as many as they want. Wag lang lalampas.
Wag lang lalampas,
Wag lang lalampas.
yes. Yeah.
And they can also leave it blank kung ayaw talaga
Let's say
nila.
they just go and just he won't shade anything at all.
Pwede rin.
That's fine.
If you don't want to be deactivated for this year, you
That's
just
right.
go there.
There you go.
Insert mo kagad yung
Okay,
ballot
so
card.
that's the reason. Kasi parang, I'm sure others would say, ba't ka pa pumunta kung wala ka namang isusulat? But another reason for doing that would be to avoid being deactivated as a
deactivated.
voter. Paano ba ma-deactivate ang voter?
If you